Welcome back to our channel. Today we delve into an important piece of legislation in the Philippines that significantly impacts the lives of many single parents and their children. We're talking about Republic Act No. 8972, also known as the Solo Parents Welfare Act of 2000. This law is designed to provide essential support, benefits, and privileges to solo parents across the nation, recognizing their invaluable role in society. Join us as we explore the provisions of this act and uncover the various benefits it offers to single parents. What is Republic Act No. 8972? An act providing for benefits and privileges to solo parents and their children, appropriating funds therefor and for other purposes. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the Philippines Congress assembled. Section 1. Title: This act shall be known as the Solo Parents Welfare Act of 2000. Sector 2. Declaration of Policy. It is the policy of the state to promote the family as the foundation of the nation, strengthen its solidarity, and ensure its total development. Towards this end, it shall develop a comprehensive program of services for solo parents and their children to be carried out by the Department of Social Welfare and Development, DSWD, the Department of Health, DOH, the Department of Education, Culture, and Sports, DCS, the Department of the Interior and Local Government, DLG, the Commission on Higher Education, CHED, the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, TESTA, the National Housing Authority, NHA, the Department of Labor and Employment, DOLE, and other related government and non-government agencies. Section 3. Definition of terms. Whenever used in this act, the following terms shall mean as follows. A. Solo parent, any individual who falls under any of the following categories. 1. A woman who gives birth as a result of rape and other crimes against chastity, even without a final conviction of the offender, provided that the mother keeps and raises the child. 2. Parent left solo or alone with the responsibility of parenthood due to death of spouse. 3. Parent left solo or alone with the responsibility of parenthood while the spouse is detained or is serving sentence for a criminal conviction for at least 1 year. 4. Parent left solo or alone with the responsibility of parenthood due to physical and/or mental incapacity of spouse as certified by a public medical practitioner. 5. Parent left solo or alone with the responsibility of parenthood due to legal separation or de facto separation from spouse for at least 1 year, as long as she is entrusted with the custody of the children. 6. Parent left solo or alone with the responsibility of parenthood due to declaration of nullity or annulment of marriage as decreed by a court or by a church as long as she is entrusted with the custody of the children. 7. Parent left solo or alone with the responsibility of parenthood due to abandonment of spouse for at least 1 year. 8. Unmarried mother or father who has preferred to keep and rear her/his child or children instead of having others care for them or give them up to a welfare institution. 9. Any other person who solely provides parental care and support to a child or children. 10. Any family member who assumes the responsibility of head of family as a result of the death, abandonment, disappearance, or prolonged absence of the parents or solo parent. A change in the status or circumstance of the parent claiming benefits under this act, such that she is no longer left alone with the responsibility of parenthood, shall terminate her eligibility for these benefits. B. Children refer to those living with and dependent upon the solo parent for support who are unmarried, unemployed, and not more than 18 years of age, or even over 18 years, but are incapable of self-support because of mental and/or physical defect or disability. C. Parental responsibility with respect to their minor children shall refer to the rights and duties of the parents as defined in Article 220 of Executive Order No. 209, as amended, otherwise known as the Family Code of the Philippines. D. Parental leave shall mean leave benefits granted to a solo parent to enable him or her to perform parental duties and responsibilities where physical presence is required. E. Flexible work schedule is the right granted to a solo parent employee to vary her arrival and departure time without affecting the core work hours as defined by the employer. Section 4. Criteria for support. any solo parent whose income in the place of domicile falls below the poverty threshold, as set by the NADA or National Economic and Development Authority and subject to the assessment of the DSWD workers in the area, shall be eligible for assistance, provided, however, that any solo parent whose income is above the poverty threshold shall enjoy the benefits mentioned in Section 6, 7, and 8 of this Act. Section 5. Comprehensive Package of Social Development and Welfare Services. A comprehensive package of social development and welfare services for solo parents and their families will be developed by the DSWD, DOH, DEX, CHED, TESTA, DOLE, NHA, and DLG, in coordination with local government units and a non-governmental organization with proven track record in providing services for solo parents. The DSWD shall coordinate with concerned agencies the implementation of the comprehensive package of social development and welfare services for solo parents and their families. The package will initially include 1. Livelihood development services, which include trainings on livelihood skills, basic business management, value orientation, and the provision of seed capital or job placement. 2. Counseling services, which include individual, peer group, or family counseling. This will focus on the resolution of personal relationship and role conflicts. 3. Parent effectiveness services, which include the provision and expansion of knowledge and skills of the solo parent on early childhood development, behavior management, healthcare, rights, and duties of parents and children. 4. Critical incident stress debriefing, which includes preventive stress management strategy designed to assist solo parents in coping with crisis situations and cases of abuse. 5. Special projects for individuals in need of protection, which include temporary shelter, counseling, legal assistance, medical care, self-concept or ego building, crisis management, and spiritual enrichment. Section 6. Flexible work schedule. The employer shall provide for a flexible working schedule for solo parents, provided that the same shall not affect individual and company productivity, provided further that any employer may request exemption from the above requirements from the DOLE on certain meritorious grounds. Section 7. Work discrimination. No employer shall discriminate against any solo parent employee with respect to terms and conditions of employment on account of his/her status. Section 8. Parental leave. In addition to leave privileges under existing laws, parental leave of not more than 7 working days every year shall be granted to any solo parent employee who has rendered service of at least 1 year. Section 9. Educational benefits. The DEX, CHED, and TESTA shall provide the following benefits and privileges. 1. Scholarship programs for qualified solo parents and their children in institutions of basic, tertiary, and technical skills education, and 2. Non-formal education programs appropriate for solo parents and their children. The DEX, CHED, and TESTA shall promulgate rules and regulations for the proper implementation of this program. Section 10. Housing benefits. Solo parents shall be given allocation in housing projects and shall be provided with liberal terms of payment on said government low-cost housing projects in accordance with housing law provisions prioritizing applicants below the poverty line as declared by the NADA. Section 11. Medical assistance. The DOH shall develop a comprehensive health care program for solo parents and their children. The program shall be implemented by the DOH through their retained hospitals and medical centers and the local government units through their provincial, district, city, municipal hospitals, and rural health units. Section 12. Additional powers and functions of the DSWD. The DSWD shall perform the following additional powers and functions relative to the welfare of solo parents and their families. A. Conduct research necessary to 1. Develop a new body of knowledge on solo parents. 2. Define executive and legislative measures needed to promote and protect the interest of solo parents and their children. And 3. Assess the effectiveness of programs designed for disadvantaged solo parents and their children. B. Coordinate the activities of various governmental and non-governmental organizations engaged in promoting and protecting the interests of solo parents and their children. And C. Monitor the implementation of the provisions of this Act and suggest mechanisms by which such provisions are effectively implemented. Section 13. Implementing rules and regulations. An interagency committee headed by the DSWD, in coordination with the DOH, DEX, CHED, TESTA, DOLE, NHA, and DLG is hereby established, which shall formulate, within 90 days upon the effectivity of this Act, the implementing rules and regulations in consultation with the local government units, non-government organizations, and people's organizations. Section 14. Appropriations. The amount necessary to carry out the provisions of this Act shall be included in the budget of concerned government agencies in the General Appropriations Act of the year following its enactment into law and thereafter. Section 15. Repealing clause. All laws, decrees, executive orders, administrative orders, or parts thereof inconsistent with the provisions of this Act are hereby repealed, amended, or modified accordingly. Section 16. Separability clause. If any provision of this Act is held invalid or unconstitutional, other provisions not affected thereby shall continue to be in full force and effect. Sector 17. Effectivity clause. This Act shall take effect 15 days following its complete publication in the Official Gazette or in at least 2 newspapers of general circulation. This law was approved and signed by Joseph Evercito Estrada, President of the Philippines. As we conclude our discussion on Republic Act 89-72, it's clear that the Solo Parents Welfare Act of 2000 stands as a beacon of support for single parents in the Philippines. Through its provisions, single parents are empowered with essential benefits and privileges, ensuring their well-being and that of their children. From flexible work arrangements to educational assistance and healthcare benefits, this law plays a crucial role in easing the burdens faced by solo parents. Let's continue to spread awareness about this vital legislation and work towards a society that truly supports and uplifts single parents and their families. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content.